Hi everyone and welcome to episode 12 of Conquer the Curse at Benfica with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we're starting a brand new season today, season number 3, having gone out quite a bit earlier than I wanted to in the European stuff last season. Our intention, of course, for this series is only to focus on the European competitions and try and conquer the curse placed on the club and win a European trophy. So we're back in a group stage in the Champions League. Domestically, it's all going fantastically well. We've played one match in the group stage so far and won it. Today, we play the mighty Barcelona. Let's see how we get on. Welcome back to Benfica. So there's lots to get through today. Apologies if this is going to be a bit of a long one before we get to the Barcelona match. There is a lot to catch you up on, so we'll do it as quick as we can. So before we do anything else, we're going to go into the transfers and show you exactly what we did in the summer transfer window, because if I start showing you the schedule and the fixture list and stuff, you'll see some of the names there anyway. So it's worth doing this first. So straight into the transfers, you can see that we made £71 million in the summer. We also spent 78, so not too bad. We promoted at least a couple from our youth ranks as well. So the squad has changed quite a bit. You can see that we've made half a dozen signings plus 1 or 2 from the youth ranks. Shows you that that squad has moved around a bit. So in terms of who we've moved on, the likes of Yaremchuk have gone. Carlos Vinicius, who's been on loan for the last 2 seasons, has gone. £40 million, we sold Grimaldo to Barcelona, our opponents today. But you'll see that we got somebody back from Barcelona as well. Or we bought somebody from Barcelona over here. We'll talk about them in a minute. But Grimaldo wanted to leave once Barcelona came in, and we struggled to keep him. He kicked up a bit of a fuss, and in the end, £40 million was a decent deal. So we made it. João Mario goes out the club as well to Liverpool for £10 million. Just time to freshen up that central midfield kind of area as well. And a couple of others as well, just out on loan, and a couple of other deals in and around the place. So things have changed quite a bit. So who have we bought in is the more important thing. Well, we bought quite a range of players in. We bought 2 right fullbacks in, a left fullback, a central defender, a right-sided midfielder, and a central midfielder as well, and promoted a youth striker from our ranks as well. So that's what we're going to be checking out. So first off, our rotating option in the right fullback position. Nothing particularly special, but I moved on both of our right fullbacks from last season. So ultimately, this was one that I wanted to get in purely because he's got a little bit of experience. He's Portuguese, which helps. And he was reasonable. So Rafael Ramos comes in at right fullback, will provide cover to our number 1 starting right fullback, who I think is going to do good for us and has started off pretty well, in Zeki Çelik. Turkish international right fullback. If you were with me over the last weekend in the FM playoffs, where it didn't quite work out for me, but it was a lot of fun doing it. This was the guy that I put in at right fullback there. He was decent. And when I got a chance to sign him here, I thought he's actually a really good option for us. So Çelik comes in and will play in that the number 1 role at right fullback. So our new left fullback to replace Grimaldo is this guy, Rami Ben Sebaini. I'm sure I've butchered his name, but he'll have to get used to that because I do it to everybody. Algerian international, very good across the board. 15 crossing, 15 tackling, decent enough work rate, good determination, some anticipation in there. Stamina is brilliant, getting up and down the pitch all day long. I think he's going to work out really well for us. So far, 3 assists in 7 starts, not too bad from him. And he started pretty well. So I think it's a good option for us. We were never going to be able to reach the heights and get one of the absolute superstar left-backs in. But I think this guy is good and solid for us for the next couple of seasons, potentially. So we'll see what happens with him, but he's in the club. Then we go to central defence, and it's a youngster, a fairly young player anyway, 23 years old, Arthur Theatre. I'm not quite sure whether you pronounce the E on the end or not, but somebody let me know in the comments. But this guy is going to put an awful lot of pressure on the likes of Badiashile and Zabarnye, who are my double act in central defence at the moment. Hasn't started brilliantly well, has had a few games, 3 games from the start, 2 as a substitute, 6.9 average rating, one of the lesser ones in our squad just at the moment, but he's finding his feet. I still think he's going to be a really useful player to us as the season progresses and we have to rotate the team a little bit more. So Theet comes in, and then the last 2, a couple of interesting ones. We're going to go to the loan signing first. This is our new central midfielder in replacement of João Mario. And we've gone young, and we've loaned him in from Man United, and we've got Hannibal into the club. I really like Hannibal Mejbri. I think he's going to be an absolute superstar IRL at some point as well. But I think this guy's going to do bits for us, specifically in the league. I think he's going to cope there brilliantly. And it's just about what he can step up and do in the Champions League group stage. And today will be a big test for him. He's started all right. 1 assist in 5 starts. He's got a 7.02 average rating, which when we get to look at the rest of the squad in a second, you'll see that, again, is one of the lesser ones because we've started like a freight train domestically. So everything's going great, but he's still finding his feet. But at 20 years old, this guy's a superstar and will be for a long time. Can we hold on to him for a couple of seasons on loan, maybe? We'll have to wait and see. But Hannibal into the club. And the last one, my superstar signing of this particular transfer window, comes in at right side of midfield. Gil Diaz has moved out of the squad. I've sort of downgraded Goncalves on the right-hand side to the rotating option. And now, from Barcelona, for £35 million, moving up to 41 with add-ons and stuff, we've bought Francisco Trincao to play on the right-hand side of our midfield for us. And he comes up against his old club today. And this is a huge upgrade on right side of midfield. 8.04 average rating so far. 9 starts, 4 goals, 2 assists. Started brilliantly in the domestic campaign. And in our first match of European stuff, we've done well as well. But this is a real step forward with the likes of Moukoko and Darwin Núñez up top, with Ramos supporting them in the striking role. We've got a couple of youngsters supporting them in the striking area as well. We've got a better option right the way across the squad, I think. It's a better balanced squad. But Trincao could be absolutely sensational for us and is the main bit of business I wanted to do over the summer. I felt that my right wing was a little bit weak last season, and now it's really not. So Trincao comes into the club, and that is our summer business. We spent 78 million, we made 71 million, we promoted a youngster as well from the youth ranks. So I think all in all, it's pretty good going. So let's get straight into the fixture list and show you how well it's been going. We got a draw in our first friendly in pre-season against Chicago, and then after that, a sea of green. Since the Super Cup, where we beat our opponents from last season's cup final 3-0, we went on an absolute tear. 4-0, 6-0, 3-1, 5-1, 5-1, 4-1, 5-3, 4-1 and 1-0 is the most recent scores. And it's a couple of players that have been doing absolute bits for us. All 3 of our strikers have been on the score sheet. You can see Moukoko started like an absolute freight train, has carried on. The likes of Darwin Núñez is dotted around in there as well with a few goals, as is this guy, Ramos, another central striker who's been doing really well for me, improving all the time at 22. These finishing and heading were down in sort of 13s before, so he is improving. But he's got 11 in 7 starts and 6 assists as well. So he's started brilliantly well. He's on the bench today because I feel like we need our very, very best for today. But in the domestic campaign, he's going to be vital for us. But everybody started brilliantly, brilliantly well, including against Zenit. 4-1 winners in the Champions Cup. So you can tell already who we've got in our Champions Cup if you look through this list. We've got Zenit. You know that we're playing Barcelona today. The third team is Leipzig. It's a really tricky group, but we've got a very good start against Zenit. It's Leipzig that worries me the most. I suspect, who knows, but I suspect that Barcelona having already beaten Leipzig, will probably top this group, all told. We'll see. And then it's a bit of a shootout between ourselves and Leipzig. Now, there's a conversation to be had about whether actually it's more beneficial for us to drop into the Euro Cup, because maybe that's something that we could actually win compared to this one, which might be beyond us just at the moment. But if we can keep this squad together that we're beginning to build over the next 2 or 3 seasons, then we might be able to challenge for the Champions League. We'll see, but I will take any European trophy at this point. For today, though, it's about Barcelona. Can we find a way to cause an upset? We're at home, which helps us, but they are Barcelona. Of course, we took one of their players. They took one of mine over the summer. So one of those 2 players is going to do bits today. You can feel it. Hopefully, it's Trincao. So, having introduced you to the players that we bought in over the summer transfer window, we've got a couple of youngsters off the bench today that's worth just showing you. Cher and Dur came in at the back end of last season. He's not the finished article by any way. He's got a lot to learn, but I think as a youngster in the squad, it's good to have him around and continue his development. So he'll get some game time here and there, specifically in the domestic cups, etc. But I think it's a good moment for him to come up into the first team and see if we can improve him. But the other one that we've brought up, I think, has got a real future ahead of him. Injured at the moment, and you'll see that Everton, our left winger, is injured as well. Everton's out for the next 3 weeks, unfortunately. But the other one, who currently is out for anywhere up to 10 days, is João Costa. And this is a good young talent, 18-year-old Portuguese striker, 15 finishing, composure needs working, determination at 19 is excellent. His physicals are really good for this age. I think there's a player in here. If over the next couple of seasons we can boost that composure up a little bit, then I think we've got a really, really good young talent. At 6 foot, he's he's tall enough to cause a nuisance in and around the penalty box, etc. But he's more of a poacher type of pressing forward, just getting in and around people and harrying them and sort of using that great determination to hunt people down. So we'll see what happens with him, but I think he's going to be very good for us over the course of the next few seasons. Started really well, had 1 game so far in the Premier Division, and he got 2 goals in it, which is really fantastic. 8.4 average rating for that particular match. So we'll give him more games. We absolutely will. But for now, he's just a work in progress. But I think he's quite an exciting one. We'll see what happens with him. So those are the 2 injured players, Everton and Costa, unfortunately today for them. Everybody else is fit, so I've been able to rotate around over the last few games a little bit. You can see most players have had some game time this season. But look at these average ratings through the fantastic run of form that we've started with so far. The only one slightly below that is the goalkeeper at the moment, but that's okay. He's hardly had anything to do, to be honest, half the time. But our new first starting lineup, minus Everton, who's injured today, for the game against Barcelona, we go with Sanchez in goal, Zelik at right back, Benzabeni at left back. We've got Zabanye and Badiashile in central defence, Luis and Hannibal in central midfield, Trincao on the right, Moreira today on the left, and Nunes and Mukoko up top. And a bench of Morata, Ramos, Svensson, Maita, Bernardo, Goncalves, and Ramos. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So for this very tricky match against Barcelona in the Champions League group stage, considering the run of form we've been on, I've just said carry on from where you left off last time around. We're on a really fantastic run of form. Let's just keep it ultra positive and see what happens. I don't have the expectation of winning here. I have the expectation of trying to compete, but we're competing against a really, really good team. And you'll see that when the team sheet comes in for Barcelona, there's some interesting names on there. We're in our 4-4-2. Nothing has changed of our formation and tactic from the last couple of seasons. But here we go. Barcelona, centre of midfield. The likes of Pogba are in there, which is a great addition to an already very talented lineup. So We're in for a game here, folks. We're in for a game. Let's see how we go. Into kickoff, we'll switch. Let's just skip through the intro sequences there and just get into kickoff and see how we get on. We're at home, which is always good. It's always good to try and use the crowd as much as we can. Azpilicueta at left back, Pogba in central midfield for Barcelona. You can see they've made some changes over the last couple of seasons themselves, which is fair play to them. Why wouldn't they? But we have too, and I think we've got a very good young squad beginning to emerge, and it's just about consistency. Can we get our team playing consistently well? Not on this occasion is the simple answer. 8 minutes in, Ansu Fati gets on the ball on the edge of the box, and to be fair, the only thing I thought when I saw that goal go in was, I'm not sure the goalkeeper did enough. If I'm totally honest, I think it was reasonable build-up, but I'm not quite sure what Sanchez was doing. And he hasn't started brilliantly well this season, Sanchez. We haven't let in a huge amount of goals, and we've definitely scored a bucket load more than anybody else that we've come across, which is fine. But just at the moment, he's felt a little bit shaky at the back. So something to watch out for as the season progresses. Hannibal on the ball, puts a brilliant ball over for Moreira on the left-hand side, and he puts it into the box, and then the strike goes over the top of the bar. But at least we create. We've had 4 shots at goal to their 2. You can see that we are creating our own chances, which is good, but it's just about taking them. And Barca have taken one, thanks to a little bit of a lackadaisical response from our goalkeeper. Can Moukoko and the like sort that out for us? He gets to the byline in the box and tries to cross it left-footed into the 6-yard box. Goes out for a corner. Trincao on the corner kick into the near post. And, that was really, really close. We got the header on it, but it goes narrowly wide of the far post. And I think Barcelona have been let off a little bit there. But we continue to create chances, which is really encouraging. So at halftime, we can try and encourage them to keep moving forward if we don't let another one here. If we do, then that might change the team talk a little bit. But that's good from Hannibal, working hard. Ball up for Darwin Núñez. Header on. Moukoko takes it in his stride, gets around the goalkeeper, and the defender does brilliantly well to block the shot when it was a completely open net, and it goes out for another corner kick. Corner comes in and is cleared quite comfortably on that occasion. But that was a brilliant chance for us. And again, we didn't quite make the most of it. One last chance, maybe before the end of the half. Cross comes into the far post and Trincao heads over the top of the bar. And again, it's a little bit of a let-off. Barcelona on 44 minutes and a few seconds left to play have got the ball. They've gone long. Can we win it and counter-attack on it? We don't. We get it all wrong. Ansu Fati gets down to the left-hand side and then drops it back for Pogba. Had to go deep to get it. That feels like a little bit of a sucker punch. 45 minutes on the clock. Pogba just absolutely does us in with a good bit of movement at the top of the box here. He has to go and retrieve the ball and then draws the player in, goes round him like he isn't even there, and then left-footed smashes the ball into the top corner. And again, Sanchez doesn't quite get across as quickly as I'd want him to. And we go 2-0 down just before half-time. And I feel like that's a little bit unlucky. I feel like we've created chances, and that gets us back in the game. The defender tries to pass it back to the goalkeeper, but does so in a really bad position. We're on the attack down the left-hand side. Defender gets there first, Dodo, and puts a long, high ball into the 6-yard box that the goalkeeper then can't catch. He has to try and control it with his feet. And Darwin Núñez nicks in before he can do so, takes the ball away from him, slots it into the back of the net, and we go 2-1 down at half-time. Really interesting end to the first half. I was really disappointed by that second goal that we let in. I felt that we were better than that in terms of what we'd achieved in that first half. We find our way back into the game, which is good. But there's still a lot of work for us to do. We've had a lot of shots at goal, not too many bits of quality. So we'll see what we can do about that. We're going to pump the fists. Let's see. I think this is the one we'll go for. The scoreline doesn't reflect the pattern of the game or the number of chances we've created, so keep going and we'll get there eventually. I kind of think that at the moment we're demonstrating that, but of course Barcelona will probably be riled up by their manager to go and do something better than they did even in the first half. So we'll see what they come with, but this is what we're going to go with. And we're going to go into the shouts and we're going to demand more from them early. And it doesn't work. A minute in, a corner kick on the far side for Barcelona. And it's often the way, isn't it, that you set yourselves up, you come out firing for the second half, and the opposition just go, hang on a second, deal with that. And it wasn't very good defending. Araujo on this near side gets a very simple header, really, under not a lot of pressure. And now we've got, again, all the work to do, unfortunately. I really feel like it's a little bit unlucky. We've had less possession than them. We've had more shots at goal. I feel like they've just been ultra clinical when they've had their moments. Pogba on a free kick. The goalkeeper didn't move again. And on this occasion, it goes over the top of the bar, fortunately for us. But yeah, that's another disappointing display by Sanchez, unfortunately. 15 minutes to play. We're going to have to make some changes. Whilst I think about it, the one player I didn't show you, actually, which was my mistake, I forgot to show you, was our new reserve goalkeeper, is a young Portuguese one from my youth academy. He's looking pretty good at like 18. We've got some work to do with him, but he's in the squad as well. I forgot to show you him earlier. Apologies for that. So we've got some low conditioned players now. They've played quite a bit recently. We're going to have to start rotating this team a lot more than we have been. So we've got the likes of Silic and Zibanye at the back looking as though they're struggling. Hannibal in midfield looks like he's struggling. So is Nunes a little bit. Some of those are really key players for us, though. Hannibal's got a yellow card and a 6.2. So we're going to take him out, put Bernardo in that central midfield option instead. And then we got some big decisions to make, really, because Trincão's looking a little bit average in his conditioning, but his average rating of 6.8 is one of the better ones in the side. Similarly with Silic and also Darwin Nunes as well. What do you do? Who do you replace? Because they're the ones playing well. It's a real tricky situation. I think we're going to go with average rating more than anything else. And that means Moreira, the youngster in the left wing position, who was in our squad in the last couple of seasons, but didn't get too much of a look in. I'm going to take him out. We're going to put Goncalves down that on the pitch, but we're going to switch him and Trincão. I think Trincão might cope slightly better with being out on this left-hand side if need be. And then we're going to also take out Moukoko as well. We're going to put Ramos in instead. Ramos has been playing brilliantly well this season so far. Moukoko has got goals, looked decent, but just not today. So those are the changes that we're going to make. We're going to go back in and reset ourselves as we move forward. And we're just going to go into balanced rather than positive, not cautious, balanced. Yep. For the last little section of the game, just to see if we can keep the ball a little bit and be a little bit more structured on our chances that we create. And straight away, it kind of works. Bernardo, the substitute, gets involved in the play. Trincão, who we moved over to the left-hand side, finds himself in a good position. Please give it to us. And they do. VAR supports us, and Trincão gets a goal, which is really good. He's doing great for me so far this season. Little bit lucky there, but Bernardo thinks on his feet, gets it to Trincão, who smashes the ball past the goalkeeper from very short distance. And we go back to 3-2 with about 8 minutes of normal time to play. Can we find a route back into this game? Is there a draw for us here? Probably not. Here's Barcelona, and we've given away a penalty, I think. Oh, the cross came in from the corner. The Barcelona player went down like a sack of spuds, and a penalty is being awarded. And just at the point where we felt like we could potentially get back in the game, Pogba steps up and he hits the post, and we're still in the game, and we counter-attack really quickly. Ball was cleared. Darwin Nunes picks it up, and then it's blocked for a throw-in down his right-hand side. There's still a chance, but it's again Barcelona with the opportunity. We clear the ball, and we maintain possession, and there's a brilliant ball out to Ramos on the left-hand side. He gets a chance to cross the ball in. There's Nunes, and it's straight down the sights of the keeper. If he'd have put it either side, there was a real chance there. The highlight continues and we win the ball back. There's still another chance in this, maybe. Zabarnier puts it out onto the right-hand side. Brilliant first ball. Darwin Núñez round the keeper and he puts it in the back of the net. Did he hold his run? If he did, we're back to 3-3 with 4 minutes remaining. They're checking the goal. I've got no idea. And it's disallowed. Oh, it must have been quite tight. We'll have to see when we get the lines here. That's not that far offside, is it really? We're a little bit unlucky, it feels like, on that one again. But we've competed really, really quite well with Barcelona. One chance, 2 minutes left of injury time, a goal clearance. Barcelona win the ball. They structure it down the left-hand side. Ansu Fati on it. Can we get a foot in and counter-attack on them? We'll have to wait and see. They're keeping the ball very nicely, trying to draw us out. There's the long ball. We get the loose ball brilliantly well. Goncalves wins it for us there on the right-hand side. Darwin Núñez on the right-hand side puts it into Ramos, into the box, and he misses it by a foot. He puts the ball across the goalkeeper, across the goal from that left-hand side, and it misses this near post by about a foot and goes out for a goal kick that they take. We've got a minute left of play. Barcelona building up from the back. Is there one chance? Can we nick the ball one more time? We try. Bernardo gets in, but they win the ball straight back again. But we're absolutely trying to get this ball off of them. Pogba helps out in the middle of the pitch for them and calms the play down, and they've worked through the lines very well. Memphis Depay drifts out onto the right-hand side, crosses the ball. There's the chance. We win the ball back. Darwin Núñez gets it and then loses it too easily. And it's again Barcelona coming back, but Goncalves intercepts the loose ball. We've got seconds remaining here. We've got to get the ball down the pitch. We've got to move it a little bit quicker, and we didn't. We dallied on it a little bit. And in the end, what an absolutely stunning game of football that was. I think we were a little bit unlucky, but we competed brilliantly well with a very, very talented Barcelona side. That gives me a lot of confidence about moving this squad forward in this Champions League group stage against the likes of Zenit again and that double header against Leipzig coming up. I think we've got a chance here of getting out of this group stage. We'll see what happens with it. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I've kind of got no major right to be. I think we played really well, and Barcelona definitely know they've been in for a big, big game here. So, as you would have expected, maybe, Leipzig got a fairly comfortable win against Zenit. They've gone up to 3 points alongside us now, so we're joint in second and third, basically, on goal difference. We're in second at the moment. And it's Leipzig that's coming up next for us. Just before we talk about Leipzig, let's just check in at the top of the table. There's been a little bit of a game time happening in and around our Champions League game today. Porto, of course, they're in the European stuff as well, so they haven't played. So we're still on 7 games played, both of us on 21 points each. None of us have dropped points yet, but look at our superior goal difference. That's been the spectacular thing so far. So we're looking good at the top of the table there. So let's get into the fixture list. And we every season that we come and go in one of these group stages for the Champions League or the Euro Cup, what we do is we play the 2nd, 4th and 6th games in our group stage. So that gets us to play each of the 3 competitors that we're up against, and also concludes the group at point number 6 for us quite well in terms of finding out what our position is. So that's what we're going to do again this time round. So we miss out the next game against Leipzig, which is the away fixture, and we come back next episode for the home fixture against Leipzig. And then in our last game of this particular group stage, we're going to play Zenit in the following episode. So that's the next couple of episodes for you. It's going to be a real battle between us and Leipzig. We've got to take points off them just to get above them in the group stage and see if we can get out. Or do we want to? That's the question, isn't it, really? I'm not going to throw these matches. I'm going to put my best side out and see if we can win the top trophy as much as we can. But if we do drop into the Euro Cup, maybe that's a good option for us. Anyway, I think we've got options there, which is great. For today, I am a little bit disappointed that we couldn't quite get that draw at the end of the game. But I'm so proud of the players. They did brilliantly well. And this is a good young squad that we're bringing together that for the next couple of seasons can continue to improve. So let's see how we get on with that one. That's going to do it for today, though. Thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate it. It's going really, really well throughout the domestic stuff. Can we keep the pressure up in the European Champions League group stage? We'll find out next episode. Till then, thank you for joining me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That'll help me get seen by more people. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.